These are our 4 first colonies that are going up to the rapeseed. I don't want to open them up or take the frames out just yet because they're all stuck together. Popping that obviously. And because they've been properlised and they're all held in place, they'll be stitched together, jointed, connected with wax between them. It also means they'll survive the journey a little bit better. So the frames have got less chance of moving around. This one is gluing the crown board to the top side of the hive, top side of the nest. So all I'm doing really is just tipping them back, making sure there's plenty of bees in there, and they will go up to the rapeseed. And I know then as well that there's no swarm cells hanging on the underside, and I'll have time to just leave them there to settle in really, and I don't need to worry too much just yet about them wanting to swarm or go anywhere. They'll grow nicely up on the rapeseed. They'll move into the supers, which have drawn comb, and they can start bringing that in. See, these are the first 4. Well, the first pallet that I've opened up today, this year actually. The first ones I've tipped up proper, and then they'll go up tonight or tomorrow. They're not going to move anywhere in the journey. So the frames won't bang together. There's less chance of squashing the queen, and then I'll have a look at them proper when they're in and settled. First one's on the road. You might remember this little small colony last year, little nuke. It swarmed when I was taking supers off. I had a stack of supers. It's not going to work, is it? What am I doing? I had a stack of supers that I was removing late summer, but because these were hungry, they saw the supers, they went straight to them and swarmed to them. So the queen should have a little red dot on her back, a little bit of brood. So she's likely to be on that end of the centre frame. She's a teeny little dot on her back. So she's doing all right. Little cluster, still got food. They'll build up. And even if they don't get to a great size, I can use them over the summer just to drop frames in colonies that need it. I've got nukes over the other side as well, and they're quite full. So what I'll probably do with those is use those frames or some of those frames to remove the brood, and I'll equalise weaker colonies with the brood just to lighten the load of those nucleus colonies, and it just gives them a little bit more space when I give them foundation. So they're happy still. This is another one that's likely to go to the rapeseed as well, because they're building up inside that empty feeder that I've given them. And obviously there's a little tower there that they're building, so this is just the right time for them to be given a super and to move out. I need them out of there just in case the queen's in there. She wasn't in there. They're actually lifting that, I think, by the wax that they're building up. Now that is ready to move. I've obviously just split that because to fill the gap between the top of the frame and the underside of the crown board. So that's worker bee pupae, and they look quite clean. So these definitely need some space, and what I'll probably do with this one, wow, is I'll demo-ray that, because they definitely need space. Or and we just put another brood box on top, let them fill that, and then put supers on top. That'll be a nice stack of bees. So I've just taken the lid off the super, which was being used as a feeding frame, just so I can put a little container up inside with fondant on over winter if I needed to, and obviously the crown board. So they've built inside the feeder and they're building up into the lid above the crown board. So that's super. I'm going to take off them, clean it all up, I'll fill that with frames, give it back to them, and then they can start putting some honey in it. So that's the top of this box. That's the bottom of it. So that's through from the bottom to the top, full of bees. And these are going on the rapeseed. I'm not going to open them yet, because these are all stuck together. So I'm going to leave them as they are, just for the journey, and then when they get to where they're going, I'll open them and have a look proper. But just for now, there's no queen cells there, no swarm cells. Nothing that I can see anyway. So that is one big box full of bees. Different to this little nucleus colony here. Nothing in there. The queen was in here, but she's just not performing. And that is all the brood that there is. So I've taken the queen out. I'm going to take that away, take the wax out, clean the frames up, bleach them out, reuse that box. So there's a difference between a box of bees and a box of bees. So this one I've decided to move them with supers on. I want to give them a queen excluder, a couple of supers, and then the frames. Some of them are built out already, some aren't yet. But these frames have spent the summer in our chest freezer. So they're a little bit wet still, but I know they're clean for them. What I do want to do is squash the queen, or take the queen's head off if she happens to stick her head above the tops of these frames. So I'm just scraping these away without getting them too upset. Give them a couple of supers. That gives them instant space, and then they'll be moved. I am usually quite gentle, but sometimes you just got to rip across the top of these frames. But it's not that I'm showing you, it's just that I don't want to damage them. In fact, they're drones. Just tagged my finger again despite being smoked. I just hope they behave where they're going when they get there. We'll find out if they're not, or if they don't. That'll do. Queen excluder on. I'll tip them, line them back a little bit, smoke them, force them up, drive them up through here. and then he'll come up into those supers, and that'll be them done. Ready to move. So that now has 2 supers and a queen excluder. Bees will come up through the queen excluder, and he'll start to work in those frames or in those boxes. This one will also move. I can't open it yet because I need to take this out, and chances are that's going to be messy. But there's a bit of flex in it, so it might actually be hollow. There's more chance of it being hollow and light because they would have eaten that, if anything, over the winter. So this one will also go onto the rapeseed. Plenty of inside there to grow. So there's been a spider possibly in there. Chances are they have dealt with that. Slide them back over in a minute. I need 2 hands to do that because of the entrance. And then just quickly that one can stay. Plenty of time on that one to grow. So I'll just check through the others and see if I can move those ones. That's where we're at the minute. Got 6 moving out tomorrow. Just a quick look through these colonies because they're also going to be moving. And I'll move the others first and I'll go through these ones proper. That one's still got a bit of fondant on it. That's a small colony. You could probably put more into the centre. Drop them a few frames in. We've still got brood frames that are from last summer with food on, so we can give them those. This colony is quite decent. I haven't looked underneath. All I've done really is lift the lids. Just want to get the supers off them and then just see. But cleaning the supers up, I've got 10 from this quick little visit. Hasn't taken me long really just to go through them. Probably took me longer to get here than anyone else. So the supers I've taken off them, I'll clean these up, apart from that one because I'll leave them with that fondant just for now. Just for the ease of it. I suppose they're needed, but they're on it. Need to swap these lids out as well, so I'm just seeing what I need to bring up